All right, I was thinking about this guy that kind of has repeatedly come to us and asked why his role hasn't changed, why his comp hasn't changed, why am I stuck type of thing. And in his mind, he looks at the very objective things like I've been here for X amount of time, I know how to do this, or I don't know how to do this, or I show up every day, which, again, those are all great things. Those are the things that ultimately you're paid to do at the current place that you're at on there. And we tried to find a way. I've looked at it like, how do I verbalize this? How do I objectively show them like, hey, here's the thing, dude. Like, here's what we're actually looking for. How do you step to the next level? How do you become a leader within here? How do you become the guy that so many people respect at another level that ultimately puts you at that next spot? In other words, we don't have to put you there. You put yourself there. And ultimately, like, these are the things that I look at, that the guys, the intangible things that they do that set them apart. And it's the piece where I don't have to come ask you for a suggestion. You come to me with a solution that is because of the thing you see that I don't see, the things that are outside of my level of awareness, because I'm not in your role every single day. But you're like, you know what? If I was calling the shots, here's what I do to be a little different. Here's why I do. In other words, you're objectively, strategically thinking like, here's what we're going to do. You're the guy that shows up with a different level of energy. In other words, you're not the one that we have to motivate. You're not the one we have to pull out of the negative Nancy role. You positively affect the people around you because of the attitude and the energy you show up with every single freaking day. You make the people around you better. Another thing I was thinking about is like, you naturally gravitate towards teaching somebody around you how to improve their game. In other words, you're a natural leader in regards to your others focused. You're not focused on what do I get, but what can I do to the people or for the people around me to help them play at a different level, which ultimately at the end of the day helps you win because you get better at what you do. You have less of the stuff on your plate because you can now focus on the next level. You got to make people better around you and naturally doing that with that end. And lastly, really, like, you are a person who naturally kind of gravitates to a different spot. Like, people follow you. People look to you for solutions. Like, when things get hard, you're the person who figures out how we move forward on that. You're not the person who focuses on just the problem. Again, kind of what I said the first time, you naturally come up with solutions. You know how to put people in the right spot to make them play at a level. When hard things show up, you walk into it versus moving away from it. You take ownership, responsibility over things that don't necessarily even fit into your box, but you're like, you know what? I'm the person who solves problems around here. I'm the person who steps up when things get hard, when other people back down. That's the kind of intangible stuff that ultimately sets you apart from the other people around you, that separate you from just the fact that I know how to do my job type of thing, or I show up every single day. You're the person who you put the 50 hours a week in when you don't have to. In other words, like, it's not required that you stay some nights till 6:30 because the fact that crap hit the fan that day and you're like, you know what, I'm going to help figure out a solution, even though it's not necessarily my role. Or you're the person on a Saturday morning that we need somebody to do a crappy task or chore. You raise your hand. You say, you know what, I know it's not my job. You don't even beat your chest about it, but you just show up. You're the person who we could always count on when things get hard to step up, or when things get off of somebody else. You're the one who shows up for that person, helps talk them through it, even when it has nothing to do with what you do. You're a natural leader. You're a person who makes a difference. You're the person who finds solutions and stuff because that's who you are. That's what separates you from the pack. We don't have to worry about your attitude being crappy on a day. We don't have to worry about you showing up, not just physically, but emotionally on a given day on something like that. We definitely don't have to worry about you in terms of setting the tone, setting the pace, setting the standard for the other people around you. That's what separates you from the pack, not just your skill, not just the fact you've been there for 2 years, the fact that you are the one that people turn to when things get hard. You're the one we can count on no matter what. You're the one who brings the energy day in and day out. That's what matters.